Hey everybody, it's Greg, and it's another edition of Unbreakable. It is Tuesday, January 1st. Listen, you're going to break. Probably the favorite enemies. Yeah, I like to run about it from there's all kinds of really songs, but this is one of them. The clown. I'm pulling up the big storm coming up here on the East Coast. I hope everybody stays safe and stay warm. It's supposed to be a doozy of a storm. Heavy rain here in Pennsylvania. We're supposed to get maybe 2 to 3 inches of rain, wind, all kinds of stuff going on today into tomorrow. So everybody stays safe. Of course, we're going to talk about Eagles today, but there's a couple other things I wanted to mention. I saw on the news today, there's a new study now that they're doing some sort of photographs from outer space, and they are determining that the east coast of the United States, not the Armageddon, is sinking faster than what they originally thought it was. Places like New York City, Jersey, Virginia Beach, maybe in about 3 decades, they're all going to be over. So, anyway, with that pleasant news, no, I don't know. They're just they're testing the water levels are rising, and of course, there's a lot of different reasons for it, but that is a little disturbing news, isn't it? I mean, especially if you plan to be around for a little bit longer than now. By the year 2053, you be into right-hand scuba divers. Let's not worry about that. We have enough to worry about. Hey, before we talk about the Eagles, I saw this. Our friend David Soul passed away. God rest his soul. No pun intended. Over the weekend, he was one of the guys, Starsky Hutch, that cop show in the 70s, and he was Hutch, the blonde guy. And I was reading that, and do you know, they were seriously thinking of bringing Starsky Hutch back. Yes, they were. Both David Saul and Paul Michael Blazer, the guy who played Starsky, they made appearances in that Starsky Hutch movie back in the early 2000s that starred Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. And after that, actually, not that long ago, in 2018, the idea came that they would reunite the original Starsky and Hutch. And here's the premise. Get this. It's sort of like a murder in the building kind of thing. Starsky and Hutch, now I'm not lying about this, would be residents at an assisted living facility. And at the assisted living facility, they would solve all kinds of crimes. So there you go. What would it be? Like one resident stole the other's banana? Or, maybe the one guy murdered the other guy. Well, I'm just thinking instead of getting Starsky and Hutch involved, maybe they ought to call the state. That's what I'm thinking. And the state would shut the place down. I mean, I would think they'd rather have an episode, wouldn't you? They can't have a burglary every week because the state would shut the stick. What do you say? So to me, Starsky and Hutch would be solving cases like, illegal bingo games in the activity group. Now, something like that going on. But seriously, they actually thought about that. I wouldn't watch it compared to a lot of crap on TV today. I want to talk about the Eagles, and I want to talk about the Eagles' schedule. Came out, not the exact day and time, but the list of opponents the Eagles will be playing next season. And talk about that. Because tomorrow I plan to start talking about the playoff games. And there's going to be an exciting playoff games coming up this weekend. We're going to talk about who's who I think will win the game, who I think has a good chance to go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. We're going to get into all that starting tomorrow. But today, the further away we get from the last Eagles game, now we're 2 days away from that horrible, horrible Eagles loss to the Giants on Sunday. We start to drift away from it. Usually we have the not as emotional, and we could look at it, clear hit. And yesterday I was listening to Brandon Graham for a little bit on show, and I heard some of these other guys too, the players, Sirianni, the coach, and what are they supposed to say, right? We suck. I mean, they have to keep things at beat. I think the one thing that I pick up listening that none of these guys, players, coaches, have an answer as to what's going or how to fix it. And that's a little disturbing. And I still think there's something going on that team, in that locker room, that we don't know about. We'll hopefully know about later on in the road. And we'll all say, no wonder they were moving to stinky teams like the Arizona Cardinals and the New York Giants. So, but as I said, this is not your grandfather's Eagles team. Don't say, expect or should beat this team or that team. They're different. They're a different team. So, they all seem like nice guys, but they're either delusional or they're lying because say, well, we all have it figured out now. Here we go. We are all starting 0-0 in play. And whatever happened this season doesn't matter. We're going to turn it on like the light switch, and we're going to storm through the clean. Deep run. Oh, good bullcrap. I hope it happens, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think they have too many problems with the team that can't be fixed right now, that need to be fixed during the off season. But we will see what happens on Monday. So, want to talk about the Eagles' schedule next year. First impression is it's a lot easier. It seems easy. Of course, on paper, it's different. Until you play the games, you don't know who's going to be good, who's going to be bad. And of course, once we see the schedule in May, we'll have a different outtake. But right now, it doesn't seem as bad. The Eagles, the advantage of finishing second place in the East is they get a second place schedule. The Cowboys next year in a first place schedule. So Cowboys are going to have play teams like the 49ers, the Lions, those kind of teams. Whereas the Eagles will play the lower rung teams. So, let's see the home schedule. Home schedule is well, other than the usual Giants, Washington, Dallas division games. We've got Atlanta's coming in. And now they'll have a new coach. The Falcons will. And we'll see what happens there. They've got some good young players. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. Falcons aren't going anywhere until they get a male quarterback. Who else is coming in next year? Oh, Cleveland is coming in next year. There's Brownies. The Browns are really rubbish. I can jump for that guy. I'm going to talk about that's interesting. Private student with Jason and stigma right? You will be signed this the human rights um no no what's so pretty interesting. Using still using Eagles also Carolyn's getting coming to the location. Even Carolyn sucks. Really a good team. But they fired, of course, they fired their coach. They just fired the general manager this team. They had Bryce Young as the quarterback. And we named them Colin choice. Do you believe that Carolina had a choice between DJ Stroud and excellent quarterback on this team, or Bryce? And basically they made the wrong decision. At least it appears that, because Stroud is having a great year. Bryce Young was not good. So somebody has to pay for that stupid decision, and the general manager did. He traded away draft picks and traded away DJ Moore, an excellent wide receiver, to the Bears. And the worst thing about it is he traded away the #1 draft pick this year. So instead of the Panthers having the #1 pick this year as well, and really start to rebuild that team, guess who has the #1 pick? Those Chicago Bears. So I think the GM deserved to be fired. That is a real bad choice there, Carolina. They'll be coming to Philadelphia next year. And so to speak, now next year, the NFC East will be playing the well, actually, they are going to be going against the NFC South next year. But some of the three of the other teams are playing next year. Here's a good one. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be coming into them. Now, the Steelers, they make the trek into Philadelphia every couple of years, every 4 years or so. I think I've seen the Steelers twice now at the rink. Yeah, once under Ben Roethlisberger, and it's a song last time I read. It seems the Eagles always beat the Steelers here, and it's a good cross-state rivalry. You got a lot of Steelers fans in the Philly crowd wearing their black and gold jerseys. There's always a lot of fights in the states, and it's a good rivalry. So that'll be interesting to see the Steelers coming in, the Packers coming in next year. Mm-mm-mm. You know, the Packers played the Cowboys this week in a playoff game. Let's hope to God Green Bay goes down to Dallas and kicks some butt. Wouldn't that be nice to see the Cowboys knocked out of the playoffs already? Cowboys have not lost at home this year. They're the only team to win all their games at home. Well, we'll talk about the Packers and Cowboys as the week goes on. But the Packers will be coming into the lake. I remember the Packers coming in the past under Aaron Rodgers. In fact, the Packers played the Eagles in a playoff game back when Andy Reid was the coach, and I was at that game. That was Aaron Rodgers was quarterback in that game. That was way back, and Aaron Rodgers was a young guy. So, and the final team coming into the next year will be Jacksonville. Now, that's going to be interesting. I go Doug Peterson coming back to Philly. I think Doug Peterson would get a warm welcome, unlike Chip Kelly or somebody like that who comes back. I like Doug, and Doug was only coach in Eagle history to take them to a Super Bowl and to win the Super Bowl. I mean, the guy has a statue outside of him, along with Nick Foles for the Philly play. So now bear in mind, Eagles have 9 home games next year as opposed to 8 road games. They're always unequal because it's a 17-game schedule right now. I wouldn't be surprised though with all the talk that one of these games gets shifted to Europe. You know, the league is really, really gung-ho about expanding into Europe. And I think it's a good possibility that one of the Eagle games next year will be maybe in Germany, if not London. And so I'm saying, to me, I would think the Jacksonville game maybe one to watch that'll go to Europe. Why? Because Jacksonville, because they have a hard time selling out down at the stadium. Jacksonville is the frequent flyer, so to speak, to Europe. The Jags have played more games than any other team in Europe. So would I be surprised if the Eagles play the Jaguars in Europe this fall? I wouldn't be surprised at all. So on the road next year, other than, of course, going to the Giants, going to Washington, going dreaded Dallas, here's who the Eagles play on the road next year. They go to Tampa Bay again. And, of course, we're going to see the Eagles at Tampa Bay this Monday in playoffs. Of course, not in this is depending on the time of year they schedule these games. Think about it. If they schedule Tampa Bay from December, that'll be a nice little road trip for the Eagles. They're going to leave all this cold weather down there. Well, if they schedule Tampa Bay in September, it might be really hot down there. So all these games, it depends when they schedule. So Tampa Bay, Eagles are going to Tampa Bay. They are also going to Baltimore to play those Ravens. And those Ravens are a good team. They are the number 1 seed in the AFC and a legitimate contender to win the Super Bowl this year. Eagles will have to go down there next year. The battle of I-95, I can see. And what a game, huh? Eagles at Ravens. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of Eagles fans making the trek down the ball next year. Who else here? Cincinnati. Eagles go over to Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati has a pretty good team. They didn't make the playoffs this year, but they sustained a few injuries, including the quarterback. And I still think Cincinnati's a good team. I think that they need to get healthy, add a few players. I mean, they still have Joe Mixon at running back. They have Jamar Chase at wide receiver. They have a good defense. I look for Cincinnati to rebound next year. So it's not going to be an easy game for the Eagles to go out there. Cincinnati. Who else did we have? New Orleans. There's a lot of good road trips for the fans next year. Tampa, Florida, New Orleans, Louisiana. Another one we're talking about. New Orleans, not so fond memories. The Eagles going down, play in the Super Bowl. I've lost some playoff games down there. Of course, the Saints did not make the playoffs, so they're not the grandfather's Saints either. So, but it's always an interesting game when it's good. Let's see. Well, here it is. The Eagles do go to the Los Angeles Rams. Eagles go out to LA. Another possible great road trip for fans. Be nice if they scheduled that LA trip in around November, December. Go out there, get a little warm weather, do sightseeing. Yeah. What struck me about the schedule is, this year the Eagles had to go to the West Coast. Three times. They had to go out to Seattle. Had to go out to they went out to Seattle. Then they played the Chiefs. That's not West Coast, but I had to go out there a few times this year. And really, the Eagles traveled a lot this year. Think about it. And, because the Eagles were so one of the high profile teams this year, they were on Monday Night Football a lot. 4 times, was it? All as a road team. That's kind of unusual. They were on Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football. So, schedule was really weird this year. Next year, I think it's going to be a little calmer. Number one, they don't have as many long road trips. I mean, as we saw, Baltimore's in Cincinnati's not far. Tampa's not that far. It's not like they have to go over to the West Coast. Really, the only long trip we have is out to play the Rams out to LA. So that's going to be a break. And, of course, the Eagles are always attractive to put on prime time. But I don't think the Eagles will get as many prime time games next year. You know how TV is. They're going to go with who's hot. I think you're going to see more 49ers. You're going to see more Ravens. Teams that are Super Bowl contenders, you're going to see more of next year in prime time. Maybe that's a good thing for you. Maybe you'll have 1 o'clock Sunday games, which maybe they won't have as many games going from some. Little stability might not be a bad thing. So that's it. That's for next year. When the schedule comes out in May, we'll go over exactly when the teams play, the dates and the times and that. So yes. So tomorrow will be a busy day. We are going to talk about playoffs. We're going to talk about the individual matchups. We're going to get more into the Eagles Tampa Bay game. And don't forget, tomorrow night, Joel Embiid and the Sixers going to be up to Atlanta and the Hawks. Now, this is a game of note because Joel Embiid has won 15 games in a row, scoring at least 30 points and gathering at least 10 rebounds. 15 games. If Joel Embiid gets a 30-10 tomorrow in Atlanta, he tied an all-time record with the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So it's going to be a big game. I would say act accordingly. That's all I got to say. If you think Embiid will get 30 points and 10 rebounds. To me, Embiid loves records. He loves records. He loves awards. And so I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it if he does start this to at least get those 10 rebounds or those 30 points. I'm just saying. So it'll be a fun day as we get closer to the weekend and the weekend football. All right, everybody, have a great day today. Stay safe with the storm. They are saying it's going to be heavy rain, especially tonight, overnight, and into the morning on Wednesday. So everybody stay safe out there and take care of yourselves. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow on Unbreakable, the podcast. See you.